Hiya, welcome to day 3. Just left Buckland, been climbing up. As soon as you leave Buckland, and we're heading this way towards the area where it's proposed to wild camp. Hopefully we'll have better weather. It's nice to be walking for once without waterproofs on, but it is still cold, so depending on how windy it is up here, might be putting a jacket on. But for now we'll do a few showers, but then it's meant to peter over and just stay windy, I think. But day 3, we're heading to Askrigg today. That's where we're heading for, about 21 kilometers away, give or take. So yeah, let's get on day 3. Geezers, you stay there and I'll go this way. We're now in the area of Buckland Rake. The cobble track's kind of disappeared and we're onto a grassy one. Just found the finger pointing signs, and it was this area where I did think about wild camping, or plan to wild camp before I made that stay in Buckland. And again, it was a lovely place, if not pricey, but I wouldn't have liked to have been up here yesterday in that weather, because the outer tent was wet anyway from yesterday. But it's breezy, but sun shines out. Lovely. Right behind me, we're just about to start Gilbert Lane track. Don't know why it's called that, it's what it's called on the map. It's a bit windy, takes us over this hill here. Still on that track, in about a kilometre, I think we break off this track and we follow another one right. Might not even be a kilometre. Pretty windy up here though, but it is kind of at 7 o'clock, so it's kind of pushing us on. If you do stop though, just get a bit nippy. It'd be nice to get off the tops and drop off a bit soon, but easy going and a pleasant day so far. We're at the finger pointing sign now. We're now heading that way. Lovely views though, really nice. So what's it called? Carpley, I don't even know what it's called. Yeah, Kirkby Green, thought it was. Right, let's head there. Yeah, dropping off quite a lot now, just taking 5. I've just been having another look at the map, trying to work out what to do. As I said, we're still dropping off and we're going round a big feature. And then I've got Bainbridge and I've got Denham, heading for Askrigg where the pub is, the beer garden I'm staying in. But I'm thinking of making a detour into Bainbridge. I'm just trying to see now if I can get a signal on my phone to see what's there, because I know there's a post office in Askrigg, but that'll be shut by the time I get there, being Friday. Anyway, life choices. We'll get going in a bit. Approaching that Kirkby Green now, and we've kind of dropped down from the moors. Nice that. I haven't seen anybody since leaving Buckland this morning. Not seen a soul up on them moors. Just me and the sheep and a lot of birds. I've got to decide which way I'm going to go yet. I've got a kilometre or two to decide, but I'm 95% going to go to that Bainbridge. I haven't got a signal yet to see what's there, because it's only diverting the route slightly. Still going to Askrigg, but that's what I'm going to do. I think if I get a signal, might change. Right then, waffling, let's go. Just on the outskirts of Askrigg now, moving into the little town, village, wherever it is. Let's go and have a look. Just having a nose round. Tap room and beer garden, 12 till 6. Oh. So we're here at my camping spot, which is behind the Crown Inn in Askrigg. Pretty basic. There's a barn there with someone staying. There's no shower, but there's running water, toilet there. I've got water here, and there's 4 little spots along here. Look at that for a view though. Hey, lovely. And 10 quid cash. Just want to get the tent set up now. Then we'll talk about today. That's me all set up now. Bit of an admin nightmare. I've just had a nice sink wash in the toilet there, hot water and everything, so I can't complain. Yeah, just sitting here. Some patio chairs, but there's like a cabin barn there. Some people are staying there, so I asked them if we could sit in one of these plastic chairs. Just enjoying this view. I'm going to go down the pub in a bit, jump on Wi-Fi, and then we can plan tomorrow properly. We can check the weather forecast and all that. Yeah, but really enjoyed today. Really good day's walk from Buckland, I think it was called. It was mainly on track, and I changed the route. Right, basically the route around that big feature comes this way, and you drop into Askrigg. We kind of went to Bainbridge down there and came this way as well. And reason being, a bit sentimental, this valley we're in now I know very well from my military days. When I used to live in Catterick Garrison, we used to drive where we're going to go tomorrow through Hawes up to Leyburn. Yeah, so I know this, the A684 I think it is, the main road, and I always remember going through Bainbridge and wanted to stop at that river. I took a video of it. A bit full on after the rain, but yeah, so I wanted to go and have a visit there, and also find a shop. And we found that cafe, something nice to eat. And tomorrow we're about 4 or 5 miles from Hawes, but I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow night, because we're meant to be wild camping, but it's meant to be hogging again, the weather. Hence I want to go to the pub in a bit and have a chillax and have a relax. But day 3's done, stats will be about. I'll see you on tomorrow.
We went to this building.
Right, welcome to day 4. Just took a break in the weather to get packed up. We're making some plans today what we're going to be doing. But I've not had a good night. Don't know, I woke up about midnight feeling really sick. Really sick. Stomach was in knots. And I've only eaten this pub and that plate of stuff I had at Bainbridge. Oh, wasn't pleasant. But we're on the road now. Forecast is mixed and variable, but basically it's just rain. and we're kind of following the rain all the way to Penrith. Anyway, we're going to drop into Askrigg now, and the first place we're heading for, about 4 or 5 miles away, is Hawes. We're just over 3.5 k's from leaving Askrigg. I've been taking it quite slow. Conditions have been easy enough, the route's been easy enough. We're currently going through these fields now. Yeah, through these fields. But yeah, my stomach's like knots. Don't know what it is. I ate 2 things, like I said before. I had that stuff for that like quiche and Bainbridge. Then I had chicken goujons in the pub, so it's one of them 2 things. If I was a betting man, I'd say it was the chicken goujons. Or when I had a pint of Coke, sorry, a beer, a pint of Coke. I had a beer last night. I did have a pack of port scratchings, and I didn't check the date of them, so it could be the port scratchings. That's given me some unpleasantness. But I do carry tablets for stuff like that in my first aid kit, so I had 2 of them this morning. But I feel weak at the moment. But we'll be at Hawes in a few hours where we can have a chill out, because today is only a short day. But this is a lovely little stretch, this. Bit of a way to go till we get to Hawes yet. I've changed my plan, always changing my plan. Stomach's in knots, really is. So I'm going to stay at Hawes in the B&B. So it'll be a short day today, then a longish day, a long day tomorrow to get to Kirkby Steven. Instead of doing what I was going to do, 2 short days, I was going to be camping somewhere just past Hawes, about 10. So tomorrow will be about a 20, 28, 29 kilometre a day. Today's going to be very short. Get to Hawes, get into this B&B when I can, and then get some fluids and just get this stomach sorted out properly. That's the plan. Yeah, I feel better now I've done that. I just didn't fancy being in a tent tonight, and with the way this stomach is, I'm not throwing up. Sorry to talk about stuff like this. I don't know what it is. Hopefully it's just a little bug I need to flush out. See the steeple in the centre there? It's Hawes. That's it, we're in Hawes now. I've only ever drove through this place, so I don't know what's here. So I'll try and show you. We definitely need to get something to drink and hold up for an hour or 2 until we can get our accommodation. Right then, Hawes, let's have a mooch. Good morning. Today 5. Yeah, much needed chill out yesterday in Hawes. We're just leaving it now, and today we're heading over to Kirkby Steven. After about 5 kilometres we start climbing up towards Tarn Hill, That's the area where I was proposed to get to yesterday, but we stopped here. Forecast isn't brilliant. Meant to be like ish during the day, breezy, etc. However, the old wet stuff's coming back. Stomach's a lot better. Don't know what it was. I said I could have eaten something in the pub. I always kind of clean my spoon, you know, because you know when you're having a camping spoon. So whenever I boil water, I always give it a good dunk in there for a minute. Got hand sanitizer for my hands. I always wash my hands religiously wherever I can. So picked up something from somewhere, but it's gone now. I'm making a valiant attempt to keep my feet dry, but the track is getting boggier and boggier the further towards this big hill we've got, and on top of that is Tarn Hill, and that's where I was going to wild camp last night. But anywhere on this moor you can really get in, but you would have to fill up with water from the river coming out of Hawes, or just getting some bottles from the spa in Hawes. Yeah, let's get up this big feature now. What an imposing place for a kiln. I take it for the limestone. Near the top of that big climb now. So this is the area of Tarn Hill, and this is where I was gonna wild camp last night. I don't think my little tent would have survived the wind. There are lots of places you can get in and behind walls, so it's not as exposed as stood up where I am. You should be able to get in somewhere, but again you'd have to get water before you climb up here. Whew. Right then, I think we're at the top of that climb now. Should level out for a couple of kilometres, then we drop off. So you can see them last videos I shot just the other side of this wall, just reaching over, so you can see what protection, and I'm doing it on my phone as well like I did them videos, this wall is giving you. So yeah, you could camp up here, just get behind the wall to give you protection, but it's blasting the other side of that, really is. But this side, it's fine. I'm not sure what this is. Must be to do with the limestone though, because is that a kiln there? Yeah, must be. Anyway, we're still plodding on down here. You know what, I always promise myself on these hikes that I'll take more time, get my boots off, get my socks off, and I've done it and I feel better. I stay here longer, but it's freezing. Oh, I've been about 20 minutes, so I'm absolutely freezing. So I'm going to get going again. Now still on Hellgill Bridge. I expect it to be a bit more dramatic than what it is, but it's a significant point. It was one of the main places we were heading for today. Now we're cracking on, and we should be dropping down soon, according to the map. Trying to work out on the top of there, the cairns, that's Wyboar Fell. And as I've been walking, I thought there was people on top. I've just done a map check. It's Wyboar Fell, and I've heard a story, I can't confirm or deny, on that fell, hence its name, is where the last wild boar was killed. Don't know when, don't know how, but I've heard that story somewhere, I think. But Wyboar Fell, yeah, with them cairns on top. Might be a nice place to go and visit. In fact, there's a lot of places I've noticed around here that would be nice to come back to, because it's very, it's quite remote, surprising remote. Not seen many people. Anyway, let's keep going. Passing that sculpture now. I've put some bits and bobs what it's for. Mainly it's like something to look through the valley. This is where we're starting to drop down now. Can't see the ruins of Pendragon Castle yet, that's a bit of a ways away. But that's our next thing we're heading for. That gate there, you might have just seen the car. That's us coming off the moors now. Really enjoyed that stretch. Really, that's the best stretch I found of the whole hike. Really enjoyed that. Sorry, I've got a podcast on. I think we crossed this road and then handrail it basically about 2.5 kilometres up to the ruin of the castle. Bring you back when we get there. Just in Nately now, which is just below Kirkby Steven. Sunday, it's 3 o'clock now, just gone. I'm not too sure what time. Anyway, shots. I could do with a drink or something. Anyway, let's get into Kirkby Steven. Still walking up to Kirkby Steven, shouldn't be too far now. My campsite's about 6 miles away. That's all I could get. And it's all paid for. So what I'm going to do, get to Kirkby Steven, go to the shop, get sorted out, and I think there's buses every half hour or something. Jump on a bus, get to the campsite, and in the morning get dropped back off at Kirkby Steven. But we'll sort ourselves out. It's 3:30 once we get to Kirkby Steven shortly. Change of plan. What I'm going to do is I can't be bothered waiting for the bus and rely on the bus in the morning. I spoke to the campsite, they'll refund me 50%, so I've let them know in advance I'm arriving. I want to stay at the youth hostel. One, because we're due rain tonight and strong winds, and two, when I've planned this, the youth hostel was all booked up, but they've got some bunks, so that's what I'm going to do. I think jump in the youth hostel, and when I get to the shop, chill out and then sort my life out. I'm a complete sellout of my old age. I jarred off the what's it called, youth hostel. I've gone to the Black Bull. Yeah, I'll tell you the reasons why I'm not using the tent much as well when I get into the accommodation. Yeah, apologies, I feel a bit of a sellout jumping into inside accommodation last 2 nights. Well, I'll tell you why. The tent I'm using is I brought this tent a couple of years ago, and it's my lightest tent, the Sierra design. But it's just not big enough. It's a very good tent, but really not for this country. So it was a bad buy a couple of years ago, and I've not really used it. I just thought, because it was my lightest tent, I'll give it a whirl, because I'm really trying to bring my weight down on my kit. Once you're in, it's absolutely, you know, it's fine. But when it's bad weather, and we're due bad weather in about a couple of hours time, and then through the night, and high winds, it's not really the wind, because it's a trekking pole tent, but the wind's not the issue. It stays up very well. It's just there's no room for me to maneuver inside a tent when it's raining. Just no room. It's like a coffin. It is designed, I think, for, you know, abroad trails, when you're just sleeping, and then you're off again. You're not sat like I'll be all afternoon now and evening in a small tent. And I've been thinking while I was on the walk about tents, and do you know what? And I've hardly used it for a long time, and it's sat in one of my cupboards at home. It's the Lanshan 2, absolutely mega for this type of walk in English weather, let's say, British weather, with lots of rain, loads of room to administrate yourself after a long day's hiking. And that's really the thing. If I'd arrived at the campsite today and it was pouring down, I would have had a struggle getting set up in the rain and then getting inside. So yeah, I took the easy option. I'm not going to apologise to anyone. As I keep saying, these things are from a holiday. But it has made me think of the Lanshan 2. So I'm going to bring that back out, I think, and give it an airing. And then we'll get out on that over the summer, because I said I really am trying to bring my weight down of my kit, and I'm getting there. And a lot of today's videos I've just done on the phone, because again, for multi-day hikes, what I'm thinking of doing is not bringing the GoPro, because iPhones now, the camera capabilities are so good. I want to see what today has turned out like. I don't know as I'm talking now. I've not edited it in all that wind, and again, it's just reducing the weight, not the weight of the GoPro, but again, I'm trying to cut back on things I'm bringing. I bring 2 power banks out with me. One's quite heavy for charging everything up, 4 GoPro batteries, my phone. I can't sleep unless I've got something on the telly, so I have to have that on the phone at night as well. But I've also got that big, you might have seen it on day one, I bring a solar charger out with me. There was no need for that. And again, if I'm using just my phone, I won't need to bring that out. My weight in my kit worked out as about 14 kilogram. I reckon I can shave 2 off that and get it down to 12. Now I'm getting older, the lighter I can get my kit while still being comfortable is important to me. And also being important again about the tents, I need to be comfortable in the tent, not just, I'm not one for just existing. Anyway, that's my excuses. Day 5 complete.